although we are not supposed to expect people to give us money back when we loan it, it is our God-given duty to return all loans. Tell you a quick little story. I have a spiritualist. Her name is Kerpaul. You guys can look her up. She is the spiritualist to all the stars. Let me take my license drop. Wait a minute. So she had a check when I was younger. I had written her a bad check. And, I didn't think anything about it because I thought if you write a bad check, they can put it back into the system and make it a good check. But she put the check on the wall. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe she's just thankful I'm giving her money and bringing her customers. I don't know. So every week I'm going back to get her spiritual guidance and purchase some of the merchandise in her shop. It's called Objet d'Art. Look it up. It's a really, really great place to shop for spiritual purposes. So it just was, it just went over my head until one day she said, "Do you see this on the wall?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Yet you come and you continue to buy merchandise from my store, but you haven't cleared the debt that you owe me. Don't you understand that your blessings will never be received until your karmic money debt is clear? Therefore, until you pay me what you owe me, quit buying shit." Now, I totally did not recognize what my sister was doing with the check on the wall, but I know that she is a child of the Most High. And I know that when even if we don't mean to neglect or disrespect God's children, it will fuck with your karmic debt. I tell you, I said, "Oh my gosh, Paul, I had no idea. Let me pay you what I owe you and purchase what I, am trying to purchase." If I tell y'all, my my blessings changed within a night because I took care of my karmic debt. So I don't want y'all sitting around thinking I'm saying, it is God to not expect when you loan money to get it back repaid. That is the truth. But as someone who is borrowing, if you want to receive blessings or you're sitting around wondering why you're not, take a look at your karmic debt. What do you owe to God's children that you are not paying? All right? Now, let's go to the show. Ah, yes. Forrest, are we live over here on Facebook? Oh my gosh, y'all. My baby Kurupt is back, honey. I have missed you so much. You look like money in the bank. And I like your setup. So explain to me what's going on with your setup back here.
Oh, this ain't nothing but a gangster dedication.
Another gangster party.
Well, I got my death row bump box cracking. You understand me?
Okay. Well, explain to us those shoes back there, because I heard my husband and Cookie like, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah. These are the limited edition Death Row Patrick Ewing.
Wow.
Hello. Oh, yeah. So, we lock it in like that. You dig what I'm saying?
Both of those?
It's just
what about those blue ones?
Oh yeah, we go all the way.
Wow. Limited edition Patrick Ewing Death Row sneaks. Those are dope. In the white and the blue. Yes, cause I love it. Okay, now tell me back there about my boy One Love. Tell me about One Love back there. Bob. You got in that Bob?
That's Tupac.
Shut the heck up. Why did I think that was Bob Marley? That's
Oh, I
Tupac?
get that. I get that all the time. I get that all the time.
Oh
You
my
see me? They
gosh.
be like, "Oh, I love that picture of Bob Marley." I said, "No, that's Tupac."
So
They be
I'm
like,
not the only one. Okay, good. So that's Pac. And why do you have
"Okay."
Pac's picture right there? What is the significance for putting Pac on your, I wouldn't call it an altar, but your setup? Let's just call it a setup. What is the
Well, I
significance
mean,
for having Pac there?
Pac was to us. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was everything. Pac changed our whole recording ways that we record, our recording etiquette
Like,
became.
explain that. What do you mean?
Oh man, we would be in the studio probably for a whole day. Probably come out with like one record or a record, and I'd start one and just be bullshitting in the studio, kicking it, having fun,
Right? Right?
beats being made, just chilling. And Pop, when he came home, he was so live spirited, and he would just be making like 5 records in one session.
Stop.
And then the next day, 5 records in one session. One time he came in my session, Kurupt, what you doing in here? Oh man, I'm just working on this. Okay, he left. He came back like 8 hours later, came back in. Kurupt, what's cracking? I got this record for us. I said, okay, I'm in there. He said, what you working on? I said, I'm finna just start getting ready to lay these lyrics. He says, this the same record you was working on when I first came in? I'm like, yeah. He's like, man, you bullshitting with the studio time. Utilize this studio time correctly. And he had a long talk with me about that. He said, wait, come over to mine. Let me show you what I did yesterday. He played like 7 records. I did all that yesterday. I said, what? He's like, yeah, man, this ain't no joke. We got to get in here. We got to knock these records down. We're the greatest label in the world. Act like it Kurupt. Come on, now, let's knock this record down. This would be my 4th record right now.
Right.
I said, wow. You know what I'm saying? And he was a dear friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? A
So do
very
you
good
think
friend of
for
mine.
Pac, because I can equate it to when I'm on a white set, we get like time and a half to do scene by scene. Like, we'll do on a white set one scene in an entire day. Whereas
Right.
on a black set, we knock it out. We'll do the
Yeah.
whole damn script in one day. So
Right.
do you think
Exactly.
it well, thank you. So do you think it was like a work ethic thing, or was it more more work ethic than the funding? Because you guys had money. So you were used to perfecting one song at a time. But this guy
Right. We
was
had
so
all day.
genius and had a million songs in his head at one time that it was effective for him to be able to knock out that many songs? Was it that easy for you as an artist?
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, when Pop went in, he didn't go in with an idea of the song. When Pop went in, tell Johnny J play the beat. If he liked it, the song came to him.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
He didn't go in with a script. He
right,
was
right.
pure. What do you call it,
Uh,
Paula? Uh,
inspiration.
no, when
It's
you
heavenly
just when
inspiration.
you play it by ear.
Okay,
What's it
heavenly.
called?
Oh,
What's that called?
heavenly inspired, inspired by God.
Well, it's like how he got
We're
the
saying the
juice.
same thing.
Well,
We're
yeah,
saying the same
when he
thing.
got the juice roll, he went in there, he looked at the script, and he said,
Right,
okay, he wasn't even supposed, it wasn't even for him. They was reading for somebody else. They just asked him, do you want to
right,
help us
right,
with this book?
right.
So he
And they
read for
allowed it
Bishop.
to come to him. Right,
And he put it down, and he said, okay, I'm ready. They said, you don't need the script. He said, no, I already know what the character is. And when
right,
he did it, he blew away the actor they wanted to be on there, and they picked
right.
Pac because he went, what's that word? We always use it because we do it all the time.
Yes, we are heavenly inspired, but what word are you looking for? Like, we
Like, man,
improvise?
okay. They say the script says, okay, let's go to the store. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the store. Woo wop, right? But then we add our
Improvise?
own to it.
Maybe improvise?
Improvisation.
Okay.
Rock
Which
improvise.
I'm
That's what
gonna
he.
say it was heavenly inspired
There
because
we go.
everything that you do is inspired by God. And that is why you are touched and the world responds to the words that you say. You know, if Corrupt gave a fuck about a bitch, I'd always be broke. I'd never
Right.
have no motherfucking endo to smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
That's
I don't like the
legendary
Snoop. He was
shit.
my inspiration. Dog was my inspiration and taught me on lyrics.
No, God, but dog is a manifestation of God. So wherever
Exactly.
you get your
Right.
inspiration, it is God inspired. And
No,
so my question then
I can't
becomes,
fight. I can't fight that one.
so he lit a fire under you, Kurupt, because it was always there.
Right.
You just needed him to light that fire so that you would, you know, bang out those hits.
Well, you know what the thing was, Paula. I've always had the fire.
Right,
I didn't
right.
have no direction.
Oh, my baby.
Snoopy and Dr. Dre and Pac
Right.
added direction. We
Yes.
did ain't no fun. The beat was on. He was like, "Corrupt, what you got to say?" I'm talking about killing them C's and shooting missiles. Boom.
Right.
Well, I'm killing them C's, murdering them C's. I got 15 pistols. I'm launching off missiles.
Right.
Snoopy said, "Whoa, whoa, no, 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 no. You don't feel that beat? I mean, you can't
Yes.
kill every rapper every time.
Yes. The
You understand?
music. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta rap about things people can relate to. You gotta have some
Right.
fun. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Nate, what you got? When I met you last
That's
night.
my birthday, brother. You know, we were born on the
Hey, and I
same
said, you
day,
know what?
August
Okay, come on.
19th.
So, and he's like, Nate, go and lay that. And he's like,
Right,
see,
right.
you gotta, let me hear you have fun, man. Talk about things that people can relate to. That was my
Right.
first record. Well, Bitches Ain't Shit was my first record of Count Cool
Bitches
Down.
ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Hey,
Yeah, okay. That's
then
it.
after that, it was Ain't No Fun.
So
And,
that, wait a minute. So Bitches Ain't Shit was your first record on Death Row or your first record, period?
it was the last record of the Chronic because Bitches Ain't Shit is actually the G Thing remix, and he just took all the music off of it and just left that part of the beat and said, "We're gonna make a whole new song," which Dr. Dre taught me a new way of this shit. I could strip down a beat and just keep the drums and put new music on top and make I have two different records. You know,
So
Dr.
where did
Dre.
he get that from? Because that sounds very jazz oriented, like
Man,
strip down
no,
the beat and
that's a
just
good
keep the
question.
drums.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's a
very, old school, like improv, improv,
he improvised
improv,
like that. Yeah, improv. You know what I'm saying?
improv.
Improv is always what made an artist or a filmmaker
When?
or an
Yes.
actor or actress. That's what makes them greater than a
Yes.
person who sticks to the script. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. In Fridays, I always wanted to ask you, was it in the script for you to push your hair back and then look at Chris Tucker and say, "Fool"?
No, God inspired. Like,
You see what
a
I'm
lot
saying?
of that was Cube and my boy DJ. But,
Right.
I'm just saying, they
That was
allowed me to
classic,
bring in improv. And you're right. That is when you live in the character, as you know, as an actor as well,
though.
it and you allow the character to live in you, you
Right.
can speak the character's mind. And
Some of
when
these
you
people do that live
combine
thing,
it,
Paula. You know, they do that live it thing. Like they'll have a role where they're playing a bum.
right?
I think you talked about this before. You actually did it yourself before. Method acting, I think it's called.
Yes. Well, you'll go
Where
out.
they
Yes.
actually went out with the bums
Well,
and
how
spent
can you
a
compare
week
that
out
to
with the
rapping? I mean, are you saying that as a gangster rapper, that because you rapped about bitches and hoes, it led you to treat women like bitches and hoes?
But I never treated a woman like bitches and hoes. I treated the bitches and hoes like bitches and hoes. And I
Okay.
treated a woman like a woman.
But
Speaking of that, don't
all
you know
women,
it's Women's
even if they
Month?
are bitches and hoes,
Yeah,
they still are women. I
yeah,
mean,
but they bitches and hoes.
do you think that
Just like there's a man, but then there's also a punk ass nigga.
that's
Right.
right?
But he's
Right?
still a man.
Right?
He's a man, but he's a
So when
punk
you
ass
say
nigga.
punk ass nigga, you talking to that specific guy. You're
Bingo.
not talking to
It can't be
everyone
all.
in general.
Remember, one thing about life that God taught me, see, speaking of God, there's nothing absolute. You can't speak in absolution, like using words like never or
Okay.
forever. Or
Right.
these words are powerful. Like if your
So
man messed up on you and he says to you, I'll never do that again. He can't say that. He don't know what he'll do in 20 years. Well, within
God
that
forbid.
pattern. Right.
So how do you
So you
think
would
it?
just say, as a man, and you made a mistake,
Right.
don't you
We'll
never
try.
ever
We'll try.
say, you
We
know
either do
what?
or we don't.
I won't even say try. I say, you know
Right.
what?
I won't.
I made a mistake,
Right.
and I don't want you to worry about it anymore. You're the
Okay.
only
So
thing
how
that can.
did that
I would
bleed
say stuff like that.
over?
Not never, because then once you do that, now when you look at me the second time and be like, my word is trash.
Okay, yeah, okay, Kurupt. You going into some stuff I don't want to talk about beating somebody ass and being sorry and beating their ass again. I don't. You're not gonna beat nobody ass no more because you not that person. I want to talk about how it
I don't know
did
about
not.
that part. Because once you whoop a nigga ass, you got to keep whooping his ass because you gonna
No,
keep
you
coming back.
don't. That's why you don't whoop their ass in the first place. You let that motherfucker go. If I got to whoop your ass, nigga,
He shouldn't have
I
stepped
ain't
on
got
my.
no
Hey,
need for
hey,
your
look,
ass.
hey, Paul, he shouldn't have stepped on my chucks.
You sounded like Jesus now. You know you sounded like Jesus.
He shouldn't have stepped on
Okay.
my chucks.
I don't
I
know
feel
if
like
they
that guy
know
from.
or
Hey,
you
I feel
know.
like that guy from Do the Right Thing. He stepped
No,
on his
baby.
Jordan.
Are you aware that Jesus killed a man with his mind for stepping on his brand new sandals?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, baby.
It made the man feel sorry.
But
He's
let's go
apologized.
back to your point. I would like to ask. So, do you think that rapping about the gangster thing led to the beef, the whole gangster beef between, the LA folks and the New York folks and all the drama, that it caused with our whole community? We lost two beautiful souls. Do you think that rapping about it led to the actuality of it happening?
Well, you got to say what you mean and mean what you say. So yes, you got to be careful of what you rap about. Let's talk about
You tell me that
manifestation.
all the time.
If you look at Pac and Biggie, they rapped a lot about death. They rapped a lot about not being here, not seeing tomorrow. You got to be wary of the things that you manifest because they can come true. So, rapping about it is just like talking to a person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like you
Talking to
talk to these
yeah.
people down the block down the block about somebody else who lives up the block. Eventually they're going to hear it and eventually y'all going to have to see each other. So that's the same thing with rapping. Even though you're hundreds of thousands of miles away, eventually y'all going to see each other. So
Right.
say what you mean what you say. Do I think rapping caused it? No, life caused it. They didn't like each other. Whoever started it, it's irrelevant once it starts. So you can't point a finger. He started it. He started it. It's past that. Now you two got to get down, but then you got everybody who ain't got nothing to do with the situation speaking on it. And instead of letting these two men speak for themselves, right? The East Coast felt upset. And they want to protect their number one. The West Coast feels upset and they want to protect their number one. And that's what made the East Coast West Coast war.
So
No
do you
one is
think
going
we're
to let
getting back into that
let
direction?
nobody touch their number ones.
Right. Do
And
you
that's
think
why
we're
it's up
going
to us
back
to know
there?
our powers. You know what I'm saying? We got to know our power of words because we can say something and activate our entire coast.
Right. Because, I know that the respect that's supposed to be given when you come to another hood
Right.
makes all the difference in the world for a rapper, for anyone. So, do you think that we're seeing a resurgence of that whole beef, East against West, or whatever's going on right now with Takashi and, everybody else, or whatever? Do you think we're seeing a resurgence of that whole beef war thing coming to a head in a whole new generation?
No,
You
I don't
know,
see it because, to be honest with you, I don't know too many street guys that's rolling with this kid. So New York rolled with Biggie because he was community. He was something they could
right.
believe in, something they respected. Respect is the key, even more than your raps. Respect is about being a man, and respect is about everything
Right.
as a person, woman or man. So he doesn't have that respect to activate the East Coast. You see what I'm saying? So it's just
Mm.
something to get there from what he's doing.
So the whole King of New York thing is just him. He only thinks he's the King of New York. They're not really.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 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 Hello, my name is Bennett. So, corrupt.
I
You had
ain't in it.
a lot
From the West
of
Coast, I can't speak on the NYC. And I,
right,
and
right.
I speak from experience because I made a record. Me, Snoop and DJ Pooh made a record that got blown out of proportion. So I seen
When
it
you guys
happen.
were stepping on New York,
Right. And that's, to be honest, that's the original start of the East Coast West Coast war, not Pac and
right? That was
New
some nice
New
like
York.
photo
Right, which is a
optics.
misunderstanding because
Like
they
you
thought we
guys
were
were the
dissing
first
New
to
York.
really rock the blue screen thing.
Well, something happened when we went to New York and shot the video that just it was the only way to let it be
Get your
known
point
that we
across.
didn't appreciate that. And when we did that, that made New York go on fire. And the West Coast went on fire. And then Pac comes home and then he just threw multitudes of gasoline on the fire with how he felt about Biggie.
Now I know something that you've always wanted to discuss is Tookie, and I want to give you an opportunity to talk about that
Well,
because
yeah. Well,
I
first
know.
thing is Arnold Schwarzenegger should have never been governor. He should have never wanted to be governor. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got to pick sides, and there's no side to pick. You have a fan base that's all sides. I mean, once he became the governor, Sylvester Stallone took his slot. And that's when you get to the point where you make so much money, you so huge, you think you can do anything. And then whatever you was doing with California, we really didn't like you. But when you took Tookie's life, like that wasn't a part of your job description, homie. You need to take your Austria ass and go the fuck back to
Why do you
Africa.
think he did that? I mean,
Go the
could
fuck
he
back to Africa. No, you
possibly?
go the fuck back to Austria.
Why? But why would he do that? What was he led to do that? Did he know? Did he speak to him? I mean, where did that
I
decision
don't think
come
he
from?
was thinking at all because
Was he a pawn?
all of that power, money and power, Paula, takes over your mind. You turn into something that you never was. You know what I'm saying? And Arnold Schwarzenegger always was a person. He knew everyone loved him, but he made a bad decision there, and I don't think he thought that decision would have the effect and the ripples that it was. He didn't do his homework on Tookie. He made a very, very executive
Pilot
decision,
decision. Yes.
but he did not do his homework
Right.
on what that decision can cause.
He didn't know he was
He's
gone.
looking at Tookie like, oh, this just you don't understand. You're the
Right.
governor of a state who this man changed their lives.
Right.
He
Can
can
we talk
he can
about
help
what
with the gang
exactly
violence.
did he do
Right.
to change lives? Can you talk about
Well,
how he?
Tookie was into same thing my brother Big U was doing. Draws. He was into the gang prevention. Tookie was into educating the young youth. Tookie was into talking to the actual gang members and getting
Which
their
was an
minds
extension of the
right.
Black Power movement.
These
Yes.
are part of just making a change
Yes.
on our streets and our communities of
Yes.
California to eliminate gang wars, to eliminate people doing crimes, to eliminate all of the things that this man, first of all, you got to look at the value of this man. Is he an asset to the community? Is he an asset?
Yes. Yes.
If he's an asset, keep him alive, okay? And let's see how this can benefit the streets of California, starting with Los Angeles. You understand me?
Right.
Okay, well, Tookie, I'm going to abolish this kill Tookie thing. We're going to keep you alive.
Right.
Give me the program on how we can make a difference in these communities where gang violence. Tookie had the Bloods respecting him, the Crips, of course. He had all kinds of different youths, different gangs that hated each other, that will all come together to hear him speak, to listen to his words. And that's power. That's more power than Arnold
That's
Schwarzenegger.
why he had to go.
Now remember, it's just my opinion.
Allegedly. So, are we ready to start the show? Now, we've got a whole new, like, I guess, what is you decided we needed a new look. So,
We
as
had
far
to
as you moved into your new home, I'm loving this background. What I didn't finish looking at the stuff in the back. What is that? Oh, okay, that's a dog pound poster.
This is the new Dog Pound book
Oh, stop.
Dad put together.
Let me see. Go,
DPG.
Daz.
Yes, he did. And he wrote the book
Make sure
about
you let
our
everyone
whole
know
experience.
the
And
whole
it's
how it all
out right now.
began.
Yeah, about us all. You know, it's out right now.
So you
Inside,
guys need the movie,
inside,
just
you're
like
right.
they're doing for Wu Tang. You guys need a
Exactly.
TV show.
And inside, you're gonna have all the words. See, this is the Tupac chapter of the book because Daz worked closely with Tupac. You
Right.
know, Daz produced big records on Pac album like Gangsta Party.
Okay.
Daz produced. He also produced I Ain't Mad at You,
Okay.
and he produced Ambitions of a Rider. I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. That was the first record Pac did when he came home.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
this is the Pac edition, and as you can see, he got all the pictures. That's when we was young. Look how young we was. I ain't even have a mustache.
Let me see. I can't even see it. Who's
I ain't even have a mustache. Look at Snoop. He had an afro, no braid.
okay? Let me see you. Oh, you look so cute. Look at Daz.
I get the baby. So this is a good book to go and get to really see what's going. Look at that.
Yes, I want one.
We got one for you. Look at that.
Oh, please send it to me. I
So
love that book. It looks like the Star Wars book my son gets from the book. We need
exactly.
to
You
put
see
that
that?
in the
That's
dang
that's the House of
bookstores.
Blues. That's the House of Blues with Pop.
Oh, what a
Pop
nice
Dad.
book.
Yeah.
Now
So
that's marketing. I love it.
make sure y'all go. Make sure y'all purchase this. You can get this online at Daz's Woot Wop. You know what I'm saying?
Let
It's
them
called
know
PPG for Life,
Daz.com.
Volume 1.
Right, volume 1. So let's see who we've got tonight. Now, tonight's topic, Kurupt. Are you familiar what's going on with the prince and the princess? Okay, let me
I
admit
heard there's a
our
verses
guest
coming up.
for the
I heard
night.
there's a verse. I heard there's a verses coming up.
Our guest for the night is my girl, Mrs. Zora DeHorter. Zora, thank you for coming. Now, I want to introduce you to my boy, Kurupt. Kurupt, this is Zora. Zora Kurupt.
I
Zora
love
is
the
a
hair.
casting
I love
director.
the hair.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me you're
Oh,
muted. There you
hi.
go.
Hello. Thanks for
Hey,
having me. Nice to meet you.
We love
hey,
you.
love the hair.
Oh,
None can
cheers.
compare.
Now, Zora, tonight's topic is the prince and princess, but I want to talk to you because you're my English girlfriend. I guess I'm your
You and I,
American gal.
no, you and I go way back. You and I go way back. I mean,
This
yeah,
is my puppy's baby mama. I
yeah.
gave my crazy puppy to Zora, and Zora was like, okay, your puppy is crazy. But can we know a little bit about you? Zora is a casting director, Kurupt. And I know a few weeks back, she's from England. You kind of blamed the casting directors for the English explosion. So
Yes.
she is an English casting director.
She's
So
Yeah,
bloody
I
great.
was
She's
working
bloody
hard.
great.
Pardon?
You're bloody great.
But I just want to say, because to be honest with you, I've been on a few panels where we discuss this, because obviously there's been quite a few British actors that have been getting nominations for, Golden Globes, for Critics' Choice Awards, and they're not American, but they're playing American roles. And I know there's a lot of backlash about that, but the reality is, it's ultimately about the best actor for the role. And I know that there's this, why are the British taking all the roles? I don't think it's on purpose. Don't forget, it's a casting director. We're just the facilitator. We're the facilitator. We're the go-between between the agents and the managers and the producers, the production company, the executives, the studios. We're the middle people. We just bring what we're told to bring a lot of times. We don't
Zora,
have.
can I ask you? I will say that I do understand that craft is very important. And
Yeah.
I do understand that a lot of English actors are on top of craft.
Yes.
But
And
I
theater-
also must
and
say,
theater, yeah, and theater is very big in England.
right,
And there is something, guys, about doing a performance day after day in front of a live audience and being present and being
right.
in the mindset.
But
being-
can I also say that authenticity is more important than education sometimes? Because in my because I work with both black actors and white actors on black films and white films, I do know that a lot of black actors are not trained. They're just going from the gut.
Yes.
And they're just basically giving you the real, the raw,
Yes.
and the ready. Like
And that's
someone
amazing
like
too.
Kurupt.
And that's
So-
amazing too. That's
So
amazing
for
too.
a lot of roles, I feel like sometimes we sacrifice authenticity for education. And education isn't always as authentic as a Kurupt. You can perfect your American accent, but you can't perfect that.
I mean, I must say you can. You can perfect it if you perfect it. Anything can be perfected.
Well, there are a lot of
I'm
rappers.
just saying,
So
you can learn how to speak. You can learn how to speak Spanish and sound just as much as the Spanish. Just
Yeah.
like this right here.
Yeah.
Look at the movie called West Side Story.
Yeah.
The Spanish was
Natalie was okay.
So let me ask you this.
I like
Robert.
Rita better.
okay, but
But I like Rita better.
But the Spanish was upset because this ain't, remember, this has been going on for
Right.
years.
Yeah.
Because
Spanish
Rita
were
rapped
upset.
it.
The
Why
Spanish were
not
upset,
Rita as Maria?
But they liked her.
No, they didn't.
And
They
the
liked her
Spanish got
because
upset.
that's
Now,
what they were
look, this is
given.
what I'm saying. Now look, the Spanish got upset because
Right,
a
as
white
they
girl
should have.
played the role as a Spanish person.
Right, with blackface
Let me
on.
ask you
But
this.
nobody said how she did.
But it was a
Because-
different time, and she did a great job. She had someone sing for her. She danced lovely.
And
She's
she
a
did
pretty
the job
woman.
because West Side Story is
She did
still,
her
to this
job.
day, one of the, if not, it's classic.
She did
Now,
her job.
let's look at Idris.
But okay.
What about
But see, it's first of all, Kurupt. It's a different time. Number one, and number two, you don't have anything to compare it with.
Well,
Had they let
the bottom line
had
is,
they let a real Latin woman who was popular at that time do the role, you don't know how it would have exploded because they didn't trust that. They let Rita Moreno play the secondary role when she should have played the lead.
Yeah. But this is my thing. If they do the job and they do it well and surpass.
But if you're not doing the singing, how are you doing it well? You're just doing what's necessary to get the job done.
Well, that's just like saying if you don't write your own raps, then you don't need to be rapping. But
That's
what
not
about
true.
you know how to say it correctly?
But I'm just saying, I give more credit to Nicki Minaj than I do another woman who's just saying what is been written for her. There is a difference, and respect is respect, and respect is due.
Nicki Minaj writes to rap.
Kurupt.
That's what I thought. That's what she says.
Kurupt. The reality is, this has been going on. I mean, you pointed
I
out.
think she writes the raps now. Now, sis, hold on, Zora. I think she writes her raps now because she got so much flack for not writing.
You might take him off the radio for
So
me, please.
see how Nikki changed her game? I know the original raps, she wasn't writing those, but she sounded so great.
Right.
Just like Dr. Dre. He don't write his raps. He don't care. What was you about to say, Zora? I am so sorry.
No, I was just going to say. I mean, you pointed out West Side Story, but let's be honest, it's been done since the beginning of films. I mean, you go back to Gone with the Wind. You had Vivian Leigh, a proper British accent, playing a Southern belle.
And rocking.
And there was backlash even then. Like, how dare she take away from the Southern girls?
Right.
And then we have now Daniel Kaluuya playing the Chicago,
Right.
you know, the Black Panther. In my opinion, he killed it.
Okay.
Killed it.
Right.
But he's a British actor. And when you hear him speak, he's like, hello, mate.
Right.
He has a proper, full on London.
And that's what we're going back to. Daniel Kaluuya is a cold ass actor.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if he goes to Japan and plays Kawasaki.
Yeah. But what about Idris?
Exactly. What about him?
So he shouldn't get his roles because he's from England?
He ain't get plenty of roles in England. He was Luther. You ain't seen Luther?
So wait. Is this discrimination? Okay, the only being actor.
The discrimination is that we can't go over there. That's the discrimination. Why can't we, Zora?
Well, you can, but let's be honest. British actors love dialects. They love soaking it in. For some reason, in fact, that's one of the things, because I teach acting as well. One of the things I'm trying to encourage my students now, keep working on dialects, nail different dialects. So you can go to Spain, you can go to England.
We're not talking about Spain, we're talking about England. Now, I know there is a law that in England, American actors cannot just get on board. If you are brought on board a project that works in England, that's different. You are cast, and a lot of times they use English actors with American accents. But you are not, as an American, allowed to go to England and just start auditioning. It's not going to happen.
Well,
it's against the laws of the land.
So that means that has nothing to do with the craft. It has nothing to do with the movie or film.
So
this is a law
that's the problem. England. That it's
so what
not
are you saying?
fair.
America should follow England's law?
No, I'm saying England should follow America's.
Can't come here.
No, but see, I don't think that's fair.
Way.
I don't think that's fair. I think we should allow English people to continue to work over here and allow Americans to work over there.
Then it sounds like your thing is, but just to be honest, sis, it sounds like your thing is you have 2 letters to write, one to England and one to America.
And here's my letter right here, my letter of love.
It ain't got nothing to do with the casting director.
But this is,
then again, you know what?
It has nothing to do with Zora.
Good. Favors are great.
But this is why I bring it up, because it is a letter of love. You know, we want to work over there just as much as they want to work over here.
Then you
and
need
it's
to
just
holler
not
at the
fair
power.
that we are not permitted the same opportunities on a whole.
Well, one thing is, we cannot be mad at the casting director.
No,
we cannot be mad at the director or the film project. 3, you got to talk to, you got to talk to the higher ups. England made that shot call, not the directors and the cast.
So then it's up to America to protect us.
So America should talk to England and say, hey, man,
open up your doors. Yes.
Or what?
You guys
or comes in there. Open up your doors or what?
Or we're going to stop allowing English people who have not become American citizens to act or to work. A green card is not enough because a green card is not enough for us.
That becomes political.
So it has to be fair. It's not fair.
I'm pretty sure you do not want politics to come in such a beautiful game.
And that's why you start, honey, it's nothing but
that's when it'll all change.
This game is politics. It's just as corrupt as your name.
I tell you this much. English movies do not make as much impact.
Or money.
In movies.
Or money.
Right. The reason why ours makes so much because I don't see a lot of English actors in Japanese films. I don't see a lot of them in no Bruce Lee films.
Japanese keep it, you see, and that's why Japanese, Chinese, the Korean whole, they make money. Like, they don't let nobody in. They might have one talking black person and one talking white person that does all their little movies. They do it Tyler Perry style.
But we can't say that because there's a lady called Scarlett Johansson who has a contract, if I'm not mistaken, with strictly Japan Wop Wops to film a certain amount of movies.
Did you say one person? Did you just say one person?
I'm just saying, well, that one person.
One pretty little white girl.
That one white girl shows.
One pretty little white girl can work anywhere she wants to in the whole wide world, Kurupt.
That
one pretty little white girl with blonde hair and blue eyes that was in Tremors when she was a little girl, because I love her to death. Can do.
Or maybe they talk the right business while everybody concentrating.
Or
on
maybe she needs to say,
like
Daniel Kaluuya, open up the doors.
Keep my game, Paula. While everybody concentrating on the big boys, America, England. Y'all focus over there. Scarlett, we're going to take you out here to Japan where we're going to film all the shit and crack America in half and England in half and Japan in half and get all the money.
And that's one person. They need to open those doors.
But that's the people she's doing business.
Let's talk to Zora now.
But now, look. This is how I feel, Zora. If us Americans want to go to England and be able to do it like the English can do it here, I'm sorry, it's business. Hire the right person. The right person can get you in anywhere. It's all about who you know.
Yeah.
Right. The right business person can get you anything.
And he's right. But Kurupt, I'm not pushing for me to go to England. I'm pushing for the collective to have the opportunity, the same opportunities that they have to explore their craft here. I'm pushing that. I am an educated, thoroughly cold-ass actress. Right. So I'm not talking about no average, just whatevers. I'm talking about myself and the whole collective who can kick it with the big boys. If you can have me going heads up with the English girl on my turf, take me to your turf and let me rock their world over there.
I'll be honest with you. It's the American way, man, because that's what it's all about.
Because they're baby Britain.
Everybody is, when it comes to business, the American way is the key. Now, I bet you, Paula, you can agree to this, and Zora, you can as well. One thing about film, right? If you crack the right director, he will always have you in his film. Key example, Spike Lee, Robert Townsend. Key example, John Singleton.
And ain't none of them motherfuckers been to England.
You know what they taught me? Let me tell you what, who was it that taught me? It was Ron Sheldon. Ron Sheldon told me,
And who is Ron Sheldon, Kurupt?
Ron Sheldon is a director. I did a movie with him called Dark Blue. He's one of the first ones who I had to read for that role. Right?
Oh, you auditioned?
Yeah,
I can't believe it. Zora Kurupt only wants offers, so I'm just letting you know.
Because it's the first movie I ever read for that they brought to my table. I cracked it. Bang! Ron Sheldon said, I like this kid. Boop! And he gave me the role. Kurt Russell, Ving Rhames. Boop is the first real film I ever did and the first time I ever read. And William Morris loved that. They was like, wow, you got the role. So then they sent me for my second role. I did Half Past Dead. This taught me about film too, because my second film that I cracked came out before the first film that I cracked. But it was the second one I did. So I said, okay, they do it like that? Bang. And then Ron Shelton told me the day that we wrapped Kurupt, I already started working on my next film. I said, oh, okay, yeah. He said, you're the first character. I said, what? His name is Cairo. I said, what? He's like, I love how you did this. You stay to it. This is what.
And then he took you to England.
No, and then he said, this is what us directors do. We find
the
cast that we can always depend on.
You are going off topic.
Listen to the point. They always book. I always book the.
But he ain't gonna take you to England. So can we go back to the topic?
Because if I was Paula, right, I'd stop complaining and I crack one of those
I'm not
English
complaining.
I'm bringing awareness. He gonna give me
baby.
all my
I
everything.
am so
Hey,
thankful.
they will be looking at
No,
Paula
that worked.
like, hey,
That
look,
worked.
Zora. They'll
And
be
I
looking at
have
Paula
been
like, Paula,
offered
you
an
sold
opportunity to
out.
go to
Why
England.
you always in England doing movies and we can't come? Because
No.
Paula tracked that director that makes sure that Paula always has a role in his film. Because like Ron said, and I seen it, he said, I always keep my regular cast. I only intertwine and change the stars.
Right.
You'll always see in Ron Shelton films, you'll see Lolita Davidovich. You'll always see the same cast that because they're dependable. Spike Lee, you'll always see the same people. You look at Malcolm X, you look at
so can we talk about England now, Kurupt? Can we talk to England?
Look,
can we talk to our guests? Thank you, my love.
I thought this was about
Zora.
England. And I'm saying all those English directors, they be in America. They be at those parties that you're invited to that I can't go. They be all in these different things. You got to make that communication. Lock in one of those directors. Be the first who's always in the English films. And maybe you can talk some sense into them and have them open up more doors for us actors from America. That's how you hit them. You hit them at the...
I need to go to Taylor Hackford, who is married to Dame
Helen Mirren.
And have him take me to England and see if he can through his wife.
And have him take you to the great parties, the same thing they do in America. Go to the great parties with the directors being the whoop wop. He'll introduce you to him. Hey, this is she's great. American. Oh,
I
have a film coming up.
I did have an opportunity to do The Descent in England, and I was pregnant at the time. They wanted me to do a movie called The Descent. They did come after me. England did come calling. So I'm not saying that they didn't. They did. After Hustle and Flow, they offered The Descent, and I was pregnant, and I didn't want to go in the water and stuff. I didn't think it would be healthy for Wonderful. So you're right. I am saying you are right. I need to call Taylor Hackford. So now can we talk to Zora? Thank you, Daddy. My goodness. Zora, how did you become a casting director? You're from England. How did you get over here?
That's a good question.
Well, I studied acting.
I knew it.
The Guildhall School of Music and Drama in England, London.
Right. I looked it up. It's in the city.
Yeah. And, theater. And then, you come to Hollywood because you want to be a superstar. You want to do film and television. Let's be honest, Hollywood is where you go. So I came out here, and this is, a long time ago. And the one mistake I made as an actor is I was not very good at dialects. I could only do British. So you got to remember, this is a long time ago where they couldn't connect Black with a British accent. And I have a proper British accent. I went to boarding school. So I would say hello. And the casting directors, white, would look around going, is she the one who just said that? And they'd say to me, what are you? And I'd say, I'm Black. And they could not connect Black with British accent, especially a proper British accent. So thank God for people like Aaron Spelling.
What are you?
I would do, play the exotic foreigner. But back then, it's very rare to find a foreigner that was Black with British accents. I wasn't working as much as I wanted to. And when I would do an American, to me, it sounded American, but for them, it wasn't American enough.
Can I hear you're American?
No. It's awful. For me, I wasn't making the kind of life as an actor that I wanted, that I thought I deserved. I have 2 degrees, I have a master's. I mean, I'm an educated person, and I was doing more bartending than I was acting. And I thought, I'm done. I mean, everybody's journey is different, but for me, I was done. And I thought, if I'm going to give up acting, I want to be around actors. And I always love the energy in casting office. Because, when you're sitting in a lobby, you hear the assistant doing this, the associate, and all the buzz, and all the actors sitting there waiting. And I thought, I want to be around actors if I'm going to give up.
The excitement, right.
And luckily, I'd saved some money because there's nowhere to learn how to be a casting director.
Right.
I'm actually on the board of directors for the Casting Society of America.
Oh, wow, and congratulations.
We have a training and education program.
Are you the only Black person on that board?
As a casting director, there's an associate who's also on the board, but we're the only ones. It's not good. We're going to change that.
No, but you're doing it. Go ahead,
Yeah,
baby. Finish.
yeah.
So you,
Um,
how did
so
you get into casting? How did that happen?
I had to intern and work for free because there's no school to learn how to do that.
So what
So
made you think casting?
like I just said, I love the energy in casting offices, and I thought
Okay,
if I'm going to give up acting, I want to be around actors because
right.
I love the energy of being around actors. I love
So
that.
who let you in the game? Where did you go?
Well, I was able to work for free. That's the thing. You have to call and ask, to work for free
Right,
because there's no one who's willing to let you in otherwise.
right,
So luckily, I'd saved some money and I would call casting offices. I just checked out the TV shows that I liked. I think it was NYPD Blue or something.
right.
So I worked with Junie Lowry Johnson, Libby Goldstein, Scott Jenkinger, Bruce Newberg. They all had this office together at Fox. And I worked there for free for a little bit. And then slowly but surely became an assistant. And then after a year, I got my first film on my own with the director Percy Adlon, who did Baghdad Cafe with CCH Pounder. I did his next film, Hawaiian Gardens. And he's a great director, really generous man, really great to actors, really great to casting directors. And I thought, oh my God, I love this. I'm going to keep doing it. And I've kept doing it and we're doing it since.
And you
So
know what?
can you tell me?
But that's a form of, we call it interning.
Right.
Yeah,
Basically,
That's what you did. Yes.
what Puffy did with Uptown Records.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it took to get in. Once
I
you got
interned,
in,
exactly.
he moved up
Yeah.
the ladder and up
Smart.
the ladder, and
Yeah,
Andre Harrell gave him his
exactly.
opportunities. You get that one chance, you shine on that one chance, and next thing you know, you got your own company with Arista.
Exactly.
And that's what's going on.
yeah.
So I want to backtrack. You okay, baby?
Sorry, my son, I'm trying to tell my son to quiet down a little bit.
Hi,
Sorry.
son.
Hey, nephew. What's up, nephew?
So you mentioned boarding school. Now,
Yeah.
that is something that is a little foreign, no pun intended, to most Americans.
Yes.
What does that entail? When your parents send you away to boarding school, is it
Yeah.
like TV? What does that mean?
It is like TV. It's like TV. And I was sent to boarding school at 7 years old.
7?
7. Yeah. Yeah. It was young. It's really young. So basically, it's like you're living at the school. You have to make your own bed. You have to wake up certain hours. It's literally like in what you see in the films when you see about boarding schools.
So let me ask you this question. Is that where the Americans get it from? Because Paula, I don't know if you know, but boarding school is not uncommon in America.
Yeah, I know we have
It's uncommon amongst us black folk, okay?
Exactly.
Let me tell you what.
And that's why I'm asking.
They will ship their kid to that boarding
Right.
school and be kicking it and living that life. Well, I got to get
Thank
that
you.
money. They get
Wow,
married, got a new
teachers,
wife. Then the
thank
kids
you.
are, oh boy, that boarding school
Thank
is
you.
real.
And
I
it's
tried to use
it's
that. Look, I tried
prestigious.
to use that with my son. He was acting up and doing wrong in school.
But see, that's when we
got
do
two
it.
choices. Get it together. I'm gonna ship you to boarding school.
See,
You're
we do it for those reasons. Yes.
exactly.
Go ahead
Yeah,
and
you know
explain.
what my son said? You know what my son said? He said, when I'm leaving, Dad.
Good
I-
for him. See,
You
we do
wanted to go.
it as
No.
disciplinary
No, you gotta
action.
understand the game. See, my son back then was a manipulator. He
Good
would
for him.
love to go to boarding school. We stayed all day. He will control the teachers. He
I'm
would
glad.
control everything in that place. He would have the
Good.
time of his life. It'd be a
Yeah,
big playground.
But
I love
I love him too because I
so you
said
know,
no. I thought it would work. It backfired.
I'm like, just so you know, just to put that, just to give you backstory, I'm actually Nigerian. I was born in Nigeria, but and that's and that. Don't
not
forget,
even English.
let me finish. And don't forget, Nigeria used to be a British colony, right? It wasn't. It didn't become decolonized till 1968.
Right.
My point being, if you're Nigerian and you were wealthy and you had money, the affluent thing to do is to send your child to boarding school. It was prestigious.
Right.
It was prestigious.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh, you're a bad kid, get out there. This is what
Right.
Americans use it as punishment.
Right.
In England, it's prestigious.
Right.
It's like you're doing the best for your child because
What do
you
you
have
think
to
about
leave.
it? What do you think about it as
Well,
having been?
obviously, at 7, you're thinking, what did I do wrong? Oh my God, because
Right.
I'm the eldest. I'm the eldest of 5. So I was the guinea pig for everything.
Right.
I'm the firstborn. So I was the first one.
Right.
it took me a while to get used to. I mean, obviously the food is different. I mean, I Nigerian food, Middle
Right.
Eastern food, and
Right.
then to British food, where
Right.
all the seasoning is salt and
Right.
white pepper, not even black pepper, white pepper.
I didn't
Is
even know
So
there
there
a
was
such
such
a
a
is
why
that
thing.
it
legal?
took me a
Is
while.
that
Is that
legal?
legal? I didn't know it was such a thing.
I know, right? So it took me a
What's
while to
going
get used
on?
to. It's a lot of starch, it's a lot of potatoes, and
Right.
I grew up with rice and cassava and yams, and to go from that to now potato and pies.
Bangs and
But
mashers.
now, but then I loved it. I loved it, and I have to say, I flourished. I flourished in boarding school.
Oh,
Thank God I
good.
wasn't in boarding
I
school.
became deputy head girl.
Oh,
I
good.
did the sports. I did the crafts. I did
Was it
all
all
girls, all girls,
female?
all
Right,
girls.
all
I
girls.
went to all girls boarding school from 7 years old to 18.
Would
Right.
you put your son in an all boys in a boarding school? From, I mean, he's with you now and he's 10, so you're a
Now
little late.
well, no, I mean you can start at 12. You can start
Right.
later. I mean, because you can
So
do it from
would
12.
you?
Would you do it?
No, I don't know. I don't know if I would. I only
You're
have
already
one.
addicted.
Yet I'm one of five, so my parents had time to have
Right.
little.
They had more
I only
to.
have one. I only
So
have
would
one.
you do it? Because he only has 2 more years to go. That's gonna pass in the hop, skip,
I
jump.
know.
So
No,
if you ain't
no,
got him in there by 10, to tell you the truth, 2
no,
years, he's not gonna get used to that.
no. I agree. I agree. You got to start young, otherwise it's hard to get used to.
Right.
So
'Cause you
now
got
that you're a
to
casting
learn and
director,
adapt,
um,
you know. What do
how
you
do you
think
like
about
it?
how about this, Paula? Speaking of
What, baby?
England and how they're getting everything,
Who?
when it comes to these roles. Music and film are not that different besides the professionalism of film and music don't have that professionalism. Because one thing I learned about film, they check.
You said Tupac brought it to the game for you, which is a good
Yeah,
thing.
he
But that's a good point. He was also into the movie industry.
Yeah, he was.
the one. That's the one who taught me how to act. Was Tupac. He told me how he got the juice rolling. Corrupt. You got to live it, and you get it. And partner is not a New York word.
Yeah,
That's
he was
an
becoming
Oakland word.
a really good actor. Actually, it's a shame. I would have.
And partner Tupac was playing a New York role. Bishop
Right.
was New York.
Yeah.
But he kept hitting them with Oakland terminology. Yeah, partner. See, that's Oakland. Tupac threw it in there, and the New York people, the director was like, I love that, Pac, I love it. So you got Oakland terminology coming out of a New York character. Pac did that because he said he improvised. He made the character whatever he wanted him to be. But okay, since we're talking about England and America, so what should we have done with LMA?
Who?
Exactly.
LMA.
Right.
Is that a group?
Well, like I
No,
said,
it's a female. It's a female singer.
exactly.
I need the lid. I need the lid.
Okay. What should we
Now,
have
see,
done
the
with
whole
her, Zora?
connection to it is she's English. DJ Mustard threw that wham wham order, brought her to America. She outsold every American artist. She shined more than anything there was.
Look at
And then
Adele.
they said, LMA, how do you feel? Well, I bloody feel like this is just the greatest thing.
Adele.
Wait a minute. You're not American?
What about Adele?
Thought you were black.
What
Well, I
about
am black,
Corinne
but I
Bailey
can't-
Ray?
Was we supposed to clip her?
The
I like
Beatles.
Corinne Bailey Ray.
The Beatles. The Rolling Stones. It's been done since the beginning of time.
I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, LMA is a white girl?
If you're good,
Black.
you're
She's black.
good. If you're good, you're good. You crack the role. There was one actor, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
Now, he kind of took the similar approach because he was upset that all the directors was giving all the roles at one time to rappers. He said, man, you're giving all the roles to these rappers. What about us real actors? We missing all our money. We went to school for this. We did that for this. We whoop wop the wham for this. And you keep giving them to these rappers because they sell records and they like, damn, Samuel, can we get a piece of the pie? I mean, if it's good, but they can't act.
Right.
I can understand that. But remember, the number one thing about this game is profit. And I guarantee you, a lot of those English actors that they hired was charging less in the beginning
That's
than
true.
the Americans.
They don't get paid as much in England to do what we do.
No, in America, like English actors that they hire
I know, I understand what you're saying. They
over
take
an
less.
American, right? The American actor's
less
saying, "I
money.
want this price."
Right,
And it's like, hey man, as a business, why should I hire you at that price?
right. When I can
I'll
get this
create a new
person.
star.
But
I'll
then
create a new star.
once again, I say it's the authenticity. It depends on the role, because some roles, actors can inbred, like Terrence can play a rapper, could play a rapper in Hustle and Flow, and you believed him. Like Pop could do both, and you bought it. You believed him. There are a lot of you guys like you, that can do both and slip into those roles, but when it comes time to do those major roles where emotion and craft is necessary, rappers can't always slip easily. But the problem is, like we're going to start talking about the Prince and Princess, we never gave you guys the training. So
Well,
had we given you the
pause, Jigga.
training,
Common
it would
sense.
have been
Wait,
easier.
pause, Jigga. Common sense. Most Def. First of all, Most Def played the first black.
But you do know Most Def is an actor. He went to performing arts school, just
But
like
he was
Pop.
a rapper first. He
Are
was
you
a rapper
sure?
first, and he was tight.
It's like saying, is Gambino a rapper first? How can you put one? You can put your heart.
Well, let me rephrase
First.
it. He made it as a rapper first, like
okay.
Jamie Foxx wanted to sing. He made it as a comedian first, as an
Right.
actor then, but his real passion was singing.
J-Lo.
Like Jennifer Lopez.
Right.
She made it as a dancer. She made
I
it.
thought
She
her-
wanted to act and sing.
I
Like
heard
Mariah
Alex
Carey.
Rodriguez broken
I
up.
love
Really?
Mariah Carey, but she didn't want to sing all those records that Tommy was having her sing. She didn't want to be all prissy.
But
and
you're
she
saying,
wanted to be with the
like,
niggas. She wanted to,
you're
she wanted
talking
to wear the
about-
hot pants and the whoop wops.
but you're
So
talking about 1 in a million. You're talking about diamonds in the rough, because we could do the same thing and go down the line. People who started singing and then tried to make the transition and sucked.
Well,
We
see,
could
let
easily
me not,
run that list down.
that's called life, though, Paula.
No,
At
that's
least
called
they
lack
try.
of talent
At
and lack
least
of
they
training.
try. You know what I'm saying? And you can't shoot a person for trouble. What about Gerald Butler?
Who?
Where is he from?
I don't even know
Ireland.
who it is.
He's from Ireland. Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler. There it is.
Yeah,
He's from
from
Ireland.
Ireland, yeah.
Now, he's from Ireland, and he played a Greek.
Good for
He's
him.
from Sparta.
Isn't he an actor?
Yeah, he is.
300.
So that's what he gets paid to do. That's what we get paid to do as actors.
Exactly.
But you as
And
rappers
somebody gave
get paid
him
to
that
rap.
chance. Somebody gave him that
But
chance.
he's not a rapper, Kurupt.
See what I'm saying? No,
No.
we're talking about the fact of stepping out of your genre. You only step out your
No,
genre.
no, no. And that's what an actor's job is. An actor's job is to step out your genre.
Right.
That's my
So
job.
England, so
I'm
American
stepping out of my
directors,
genre every time I accept a role. That's my
I'm saying,
job.
if I'm not
But see,
mistaken,
an actor that is a rapper
right.
does not step out of his genre. What he
But
does
what I'm
is
saying
express
what I'm
himself.
saying is,
So it's harder for rappers or artists that sing to make that transition.
right. But what I'm saying is, the bottom line to all of that game is, somebody gives you an opportunity,
Take it.
you give your best, and you might can
But
change.
see, it's not fair to
of the
our
game.
projects as Black people, because
Black people, what about white people?
you win,
Whoa, wait.
white
Don't make
people
it a
get
black.
a
It's not a
million
black thing. Wait,
opportunities.
hold on. It's
White
not
people
a
get
black.
a million opportunities, and how many of movies do they stick Eminem in beyond the one that he produced himself? How many movies do they just decide, I'm gonna make a movie, so let me go get Justin Bieber? No, they only do that to Black movies. Because first of all, we don't have as many to play with.
We were
Second
talking
of
about
all,
the laws of England.
when can I finish my thought? When musicians and rappers get these opportunities, they deserve training. Period. Because you deserve to look just as good on screen as any other actor who was trained to be on screen, or don't put you in that situation.
They're not
Don't
giving them
set
the role.
you up to
They're
fail.
not. See, like I said, it's a business. You can't be mad. Don't hate the game.
No, I hate the game because they won't train our rappers and
you from the streets. You from the
don't
streets,
just
Paula,
assume
and
that
you
it's
know
enough
that you
to
cannot.
let you act.
You know
It's
that
not enough.
Paula, but hey, Paula, the streets is everywhere, man. It's the same mentality. You can't hate the game. You can only be mad at the player, not the game, because the game will remain.
I can be mad at rappers as well.
Somebody,
because for the longest time, rappers did not respect our game. So they would not go out and get help as far as hire.
Can I finish mine?
Yeah, go ahead. What you trying to say?
Like I'm saying, you can't hate the game. You gotta hate the player. The bottom line is the director can tell the casting director, the person who picked the cast, he can tell them no. So the director is the one that's in charge.
But no, listen, you're not hearing
me. Can I finish, Paul?
Go ahead, Kurupt, but I'm not saying it. I'm not negating what you're saying. I want rappers to work.
Can I finish?
I want you to work.
It's not about rappers. Remember, I used the rappers as an example to what the main subject was about. England, and about how their rules and regulations go for being out there, and how in America, the American way, you could just come on over, come on and do your own shit. And how...
Okay, Kurupt, can I interject? On a set, an English actor will be given a dialect coach so that he can learn how to speak with an effective American accent that is consistent.
So
on the same, can I finish now? But on the same set, a rapper will not be given an acting coach so that he can learn this game.
Now, see, Zora, I should have never brought rap in. She forgot about the English subject. Now the rapper is the key. No, I just used that as an example.
No, you brought up
English law.
The snakes is in the motherfucking plane. I didn't bring him up and bring up how he was upset that rappers didn't get roles. You brought that up.
Right.
So I'm saying I don't have a problem. And he didn't have a problem with rappers getting roles. He had a problem with society allowing rappers to act without training.
Society has no control. Okay. Wait, Paula. Society ain't got no control on how
you can go get yourself a coach, Kurupt. You don't have to wait for your director to give you a coach. But because you don't do it yourself? Puffy went and got a coach. Puffy went and got a coach and got on Broadway.
Puffy's also one of the greatest business minds in the world.
Because he understands that this is a craft. You can't just say, I'm a rapper, so I'm going to act.
You want everybody to dye their hair? Get their hair?
No, I want you to get the same benefits to look good. I want you to get the same benefits to look good in the film as anyone else would get.
Educate them, though. Don't be mad at the game. You got to be mad at the player.
Okay,
you got all the game right there, right? You got all that game. So why don't you educate the rapper and explain Puffy to them? Hey, man, look, I'm going to tell you like this. You got to get this shit on your own. The director, it's not his job to get you the acting coach.
And that's why we're having this conversation.
So it's up to you to educate.
And that's why I'm telling you this. That's why I'm telling you this.
To also, if you want to make a difference with this English law, start at the beginning of it. Like you got offered a role with an English film, The Descent. But you couldn't do it, right? Because you were pregnant. You had your opportunity. No.
And what does that mean? I'm not supposed to ever get another? And my brothers and sisters aren't supposed to get that opportunity? I'm supposed to be the only one?
Like you said, it was God. It wasn't written in your whoop-wop to do it then. But you did have an opportunity to go there. Who would have known what the game would have been if you would have went over there? You might have changed law. Nobody knows. But all I'm saying is the discussion that we're having, let's deal with the real issue. The issue is that
No, the issue is
we
the prince
find
and
a
the princess.
problem,
I don't know how we got on that.
if we find a problem with their English law, then let's start at how can we change that English law? And it's just my opinion. I feel that it's in the same way that all acting is about, man. You know, you crack the right person. It's all about who you know. They
Right,
will.
we talked about that. Yeah, I hear you. So
Just my
now
opinion.
that we're talking about English law and we have an English woman online with us, let's talk about Oprah's interview last Sunday with the Prince and the Princess of English, or the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, to be more specific, I suppose. And I'd like to know from your perspective as someone who identifies as Black from England, Zora, what did you think about Oprah's interview on a whole? Did you see Oprah's interview with?
I saw excerpts from it. I didn't see the whole thing through. I have too busy a day. I'm not going to get sucked into stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to give my audience and Kurupt.
I've seen parts of it. The inflammatory parts where they talked about the skin color of Archie and him not getting a title,
right,
and she not feeling protected by the royal family. And I get it. I understand.
Okay, let's start from the beginning, because I don't know if all of my audience or even Kurupt knows what's been going on with Meghan Markle over in England. Now, back when she went over there, it was all love and roses. This is just Cliff Notes. She joined up forces and they were the happy four, the foursome of the best of the world or whatever. Then they broke forces and it was drama about the wedding procedure, and the one made one cry. And then it was just a whole bunch of she's Black and her father and her sister, and then it became a whole slur against her. Did she really have the baby, or is it a surrogate? And now they left England to protect her sanity. Now they live out here in Santa Barbara. That's the Cliff Notes for anyone who hasn't been keeping up with the royal drama. So on Sunday, Oprah Winfrey had a sit down with the prince and the princess. And that's what today's show is all about. Or let's say we can't even call them the prince and the princess. They're the Duke and Duchess of York.
Yeah, but they're now nothing. They have no title.
So let's let a couple more people in now that we're ready to talk. We've got Zandra joining the conversation. Come on in, Zandra. How are you? Yeah, mute yourself. Welcome, Zandra. Now,
looking good.
Looking good, Z.
You look like you're from Zamunda.
That was the point.
That was the point.
Yes, because the topic of this show is the Prince and Princess of England versus the Prince and Princess of Zamunda. But let's first address all the issues that Oprah talked about. Like, let's start with she didn't know. The princess said she didn't know anything about royalty coming up here in America. Okay, well, you say that, Zandra. Okay, we did know that there is a prince and a princess and a king and a queen, but did we really know that if you married one, you'd be on lockdown, Zandra, since you had the first facial expression?
No, but I bet you when I started dating him, I would have known.
You'd have figured it out.
Because he would have been talking about his family. When you're dating a man or a woman dating someone, you talk about your family.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, let me get personal then. Wait a minute. I got two Z's tonight. So let's get personal. You have dated men in the industry who are popular, Zandra, right?
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. Can I get some hello? Because this show, we put it out there. So, were you prepared for what happened once you were in the relationship versus what you perceived it would be going into the relationship?
You're never really ready, but once you get there, you know what to do because your partner explains to you, like, you know, when mom is like this, just like the Duchess was saying, when she had to meet the grandmother, the queen, she had to learn how to curtsy.
Right.
She had to learn real quick.
Right. Real quick, though. Is that fair to her? Zora, to have to learn real quick right before we go in the door? I mean, her argument, like I was saying to Kurupt with American rap actors, isn't this information like her father even complained about? They were never given that protocol, those etiquette lessons that all royal people are afforded. Zora?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I agree with Zandra. When you date someone or you in a relationship, you start dating, you start to adapt anyway. You start to adjust because you want to be more harmonious. You want to shift in your life. Maybe you're doing this on purpose because you want to be different. You want to shift.
Okay, well, Kurupt, can we ask Lily?
I have to say, I do know how it is easy to get sucked into that person's world.
Yes, I swear to you,
and not have the support necessary.
Oh my gosh, and not know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, not necessarily, because I'm my ex was white and his white family and never really had any encounters with black
Thank
people.
you. You had no idea at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thank you. So y'all can't say that it's that easy to say, oh, I'm going to marry a white guy. It's going to be peaches and cream. Yeah, but once you get in there.
Yeah, but again, you're talking about the royal family. This is not a family that just popped up 2 years ago. This family has been around since the beginning of time.
And let's remember, she is royal. Like, I think this is a point that a lot of people don't include in her history.
Yeah, but Paula,
she has royal blood, so she has to be to some point familiar with.
Exactly, because reality is, even if I didn't grow up in America, so I don't know American schools, but I'm assuming you did a little bit of studying about the British Empire at some point. If you look at the British Empire, the royal family.
But Zora, I honestly, I know there's a British Empire, but I had no idea there was a firm. Like, I had no idea that shit was gangster. Like, I had no idea that there was like, you know what I'm saying? So I can respect what she's saying as far as you just don't know that it's a job. Yeah. She thought she was going to be Cinderella, like, hey.
Oh my God. Did you just say that?
She didn't know that it was a job.
Did they get in this relationship and start kissing and hugging and fucking?
Right.
When they was in high school or something?
No, see, she's 30 plus and divorced.
But she's grown?
Exactly. But see,
so let me understand it. So what? She look, cuz.
Okay, listen, Kurupt. It would be like me dating you. I know you're Kurupt.
Dating me. It would be nothing like dating me.
Okay,
this
but
is the Prince of England, man. This is not this ain't a rapper. This is not an actor. This ain't a superstar. He's the prince of a country,
the prince of all superstars.
When you started kissing this boy in the mouth and he wanted to marry you, see, when y'all kissing and ain't engaged or married, look, man, you have no obligations at all. We talking, we having fun, we doing the doo-doo brown, man. Right. Hey, man, I want you to be my wife. Hold it, pause.
Thank you, Kurupt. You don't know what you're getting into.
The first thing is,
y'all fronting.
As Meghan. Okay, wait. Okay, there ain't nothing wrong with telling a person wait. Okay, because you really gotta think about what you're doing.
Right.
You should already know that if I marry this man, my existence is over.
Right.
It is fucking, he's the prince prince
Right,
of
of
England,
England.
Paula.
That's
This
the
is
whole
not
damn
Puffy or
world.
Snoopy
He the prince
or
of the world.
Pop or
He the
Biggie
prince of
or
earth.
Kurupt.
He the prince of this and this and this and this and this and that and that and that and this and
But
this and
she
that.
But
sure,
she
but
could have,
she
hey, look, hey,
sure
look, hey, look. She
did
could have
come
told the
in.
Prince of England like this. I don't think I'm ready for marriage, but let's just keep popping. Because I
But
like my freedom.
so Kurupt, can you respect that it is one thing to say, I'm about to date Kurupt, the rapper, but it is a whole nother thing to get submerged into your world and realize what that really means.
Unfortunately, marrying Kurupt as a rapper is not political.
But okay, yes or no,
You're
Kurupt?
going to marry the, I can't relate. We're talking about the Prince
Okay,
of
that's why I said go get
England.
because
You
it
can't
doesn't
marry
matter.
the Prince of England
Any
and not
man,
understand that
any man
your
that you are
existence
dating.
becomes nonchalant. First thing is, if you do
I don't
marry the
care
nigga,
if
you
you
go
were
there
dating
and your
the
nigga
garbage man.
is supposed to tell you because he's just a kid his damn self. So he was the one that thought that I could just have my wife here and I can do what the fuck I want instead of
Right.
educating that lady himself
Right.
as a man.
Exactly.
Now
Right.
look,
And
I
that's
want to
what
marry
he
you.
ended up
Here's
doing.
the ring. I want to marry you. Here's the ring. Oh my
Hey,
God.
but look,
Yes.
Kurupt,
And before I
Kurupt.
give you this ring, I'm going to let you know a couple ground rules.
and Paula, the bottom
Now,
line
hey,
is,
wait, hold on, Zora.
the bottom
hold on.
line
Man,
is,
you got the
she
two
took
Z's
them out of there.
together.
Did she take them out of there? Did she take them out of there? Are they gone?
Yes.
Yes.
But we're talking about her issues, you know, and in talking about her issues, I can relate to that point of dating a man with power and getting submerged in that power. I can relate to not knowing what it really means to be in that situation. To know that the person has power,
I
but not
can
really.
relate that too. But we're not, I mean, let's just be real. He's the Prince of England.
Well,
He should've-
that's my point.
I want to marry you. Right, Zora? I want to marry you.
So I can
And then
believe her.
And then you tell me yes. Now, before I give you this ring, Zora, there's some things that come with this, okay?
I don't think he gave her that
So I'm going
rundown.
to give you everything up front
I'm sure he
Okay.
did.
what's going to happen
So he's
if
saying
you
it's
accept
on the
this ring.
prince. It's the
You see what I'm
prince's
saying?
fault.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
He did.
I do.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he had a talk with her about that. I'm sure the Queen had a talk with her about it. I'm sure there's
And
a
guess
lot
what?
to
I'm
sit
gonna tell you like this: she's a black woman. She ain't going for that goddamn shit. And she hit him with the ultimatum: "You can stay. I'm gone." And he said, "Shit, I'm going too, baby. Let's go." Hey, you know what? It ain't nothing but that old case of Harlem Nights. You understand me? The prince met sunshine, nigga. You throw a pussy in the air, nigga, and it shines like the sun, nigga. He said, what? He called back home. He called the queen from Miami.
I ain't coming home tonight.
Let me talk to the queen. Let me talk to my grandmother.
I
Hey,
ain't coming back home.
what's going on? I'm never coming home. Fucking easy. Bam! That's what it is.
But we're not talking about him. We know what
I'm not talking about him
is.
either. I'm talking about Meghan Sunshine Good. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. She's
That's
sunshine,
good,
nigga. And
Markles.
the prince found some good black. You heard what they say: once you go black, you don't go back. Stop it! I'm out of here. Yard left. Stop it. Meghan hit him with the whoop wop, and he gave up a country nigga for that sweet.
Okay,
black
so
wop.
can we go on to the next?
Hey, you know what? I want to say I'm so proud to be a black man. And you should be proud to be a black
They
woman.
make me
Because
proud.
that black goodness will make a motherfucker give up his crown, nigga. What the heck you talking about? I ain't seen no white woman make a black man leave Zamunda. That nigga ain't leaving shit.
Oh, yeah. Sherry made a nigga leave Zamunda. Quit playing. Sherry
Ain't no white
made a
woman
nigga change up the Zamunda laws.
Prince left and found Lisa.
Okay, so the next point that she made,
Boom.
that she felt that by that same token, the royal family never had her back.
Yeah.
Because they never gave her the how-to book, you know. I mean, even damn what Beetlejuice got the how-to book, So, she and her husband had to Google, the different protocols that even Goldie Hawn was taught in protocol. Maybe she just should have watched the movie Protocol. I don't know. But
Do you
she
think
felt
that the queen wants a black woman as a princess? Let's go straight to the whoop wop. Like, did America want a black man for president?
but the queen
Stop it.
is black.
The queen did
She's
not
got black
want
relatives.
who?
The queen, she's got black relatives, including Meghan Markle.
They don't be at the castle, nigga. She ain't promoting them on TV, nigga. She don't got them kicking it in the motherfucking whoop wop when she's doing news.
But the queen also had a brother who suffered from this type of spare rejection. They say there's the heir and the spare, and the spare never gets the respect that the heir gets. And her uncle suffered from this same type of rejection, Zora, when he married an American woman. So I'm thinking maybe she has some heart for what they're going through. Because as the spare, what you just supposed to stay cooped up in, and that's another point let's discuss. Him feeling trapped. That's a word that I hate for anyone to have to use. And I just think of abused women and hostages and people that have been kidnapped, and being in a situation where you've been raised in a bubble and you feel trapped and didn't even know you were trapped until you met someone that was free.
I think we got to give both of them their props, because check this out. It took a lot of heart and guts to leave that crown.
Yeah.
To be with that woman. So you got to give the prince his props. He loved that girl, man, and he left his kingdom.
But let's it wasn't Zora.
Let's look at how many men would do that. Let's ask that question. How many men
someone
would give
who
all
felt
that
trapped
up for his love?
Someone who felt trapped off top. Just didn't want to say.
First of all, he always been a rebel. He never wanted to.
And he's always felt trapped. He can try to put it on her, but there have been rumors that this is something he's wanted for a very long time.
But I've never heard him put it on her. I've always heard
he's allowing her the respect of freedom. He's giving her the respect of allowing him, for teaching him how to be free.
How did she teach him? What she told him to say, fuck him?
Hell yeah, that's all it takes sometimes.
Yeah, basically.
So let's move on.
It took Meghan to teach him how to say, fuck him.
Okay, so let's move on to yes, baby. It took Meghan to hold his hand,
and I bet you I know when she did it. There's a record for it. It's called "Hey Baby, Can't You See?" With this pillow talk of mine. That pillow talk, nigga. I'm telling you, whatever happened, it happened in the bed. And she
in Africa. Well, Daddy, don't you wanna go to?
That was the only time she could talk, because everywhere they went out there in England, there was somebody there ear hustling. So the only time she could talk to him was pillow talking time until they fucking. That's the only time.
Okay,
where else did they talk in private?
Kurupt, were you aware that there is such a thing as whining and dining reporters to get the right news stories out? And were you aware that it is something that they have accused the royal family of caring more about the story than the emotions?
Hasn't that been forever?
Zora, Dondra, this was new to me. I know it's something that's forever, but I didn't know it was to the extent that Prince Harry explained it. We don't have, our paps aren't like that here, Zora. Like our rag magazines don't run our thought system. We just let Trump do it. But we don't sink to the level of picking up a National Enquirer and believing, no matter how true it is, that somebody's cheese toast got Jesus in it. Maybe their cheese toast does have Jesus in it. I don't know.
This gets too deep.
But I gotta be real. Zora, can you explain that relationship with the rag magazines and the English people for us?
I don't know what that's about, to be honest with you. I don't get it either.
Right. But it is something.
It's huge. It's
Yeah, well,
huge.
that's what I want
All
you to
in
explain.
cahoots
I
together.
don't want you to explain, like, tell me what it is, but can you explain that it is a thing?
It is. It's very real.
I love you. She's like, yep, that is. It
I
is.
think maybe it's escapism, because let's be honest, there's a lot of rain, it's a lot of grey, it's very grey in London,
Oh,
in England,
okay.
generally speaking. So maybe it's just a form of escapism. We soak it up more there somehow.
So,
But like
Escapism.
you said, Paula, they have a firm. So they're all working together. The newspaper, the firm.
so
And they're
that's all a
But
part of
isn't
the
that
firm.
everywhere?
Okay.
That's everywhere though, isn't it?
I would think so too. I think that's here too.
Well, I didn't think.
That's the whole. That's the
Right.
system of power. The
Right.
power is to
Our
control the
presidents
media.
do that.
What do you
Yes.
call it? What do you call it, Paula? You got to control the narrative.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And that's all they're doing. They're doing the same
Right.
thing they're
So
doing in
it's
America,
not like
the
this.
same thing they do in Africa,
Right.
the same thing they do everywhere across the globe. When you're in power, you control the narrative.
And that's what you're
Otherwise,
supposed
I mean,
to
because
do.
I don't want to go to religion on it. I mean, look how many of these guys been touching little boys' peckers and shit, and I don't see no big deal about it. It comes and it goes. That's the worst thing you could do is touch a little boy's pecker.
So then you
It comes
think
and it goes because
that.
they control the narrative. They
So then,
control.
what about the
what-
narrative of one of the royals asking them what complexion they thought their baby was going to be, and how that would make a difference to the royal ranking?
I would. Hey, guess what? That is just like interracial relationships back in the motherfucking.
Who gonna ask somebody what color their baby gonna be? Zandra, did anyone ask you and your husband's family? Zora, did anyone ask you and your husband's family what color the baby gonna be? Zora?
Why don't you marry somebody from the English family? I bet you they ask you. I bet you they'll ask y'all what color you think the baby
But
gonna
she's
be.
What is
asking
that?
because we don't have.
How the hell do you know what your baby gonna look like?
Hey man,
How the hell do you know what your baby gonna look like?
Look, I bet you
Let's be honest. I mean, I think
Zora,
people
Zora
have
wouldn't
that.
have that happen to her. I bet you $1 million Zora wouldn't have that happen to her.
Well,
But if you're
guys,
in a royal family,
yes, but guys, let's be honest. I think we all do that subconsciously. When you have a child, when you're pregnant and you have your partner, you say things like, I wonder if his hair's going to be curly like yours. I wonder which, you how big is, you say cute things like that. It's not supposed
Okay,
to
so Zora,
so be hurtful.
so my
Supposed to-
I
children
don't do
are
that. I
my
don't know.
children are their father is
Biracial.
biracial, and for me, I was hoping like I hope they get some pigment.
Good hair. Oh, sorry.
I wanted them. No, I wanted them to have
It's
some
stupid.
pigment. I was just like, I hope they get some, some skin color.
But
So
his
that was my
parents
thing.
didn't ask you that. Did his parents say to you or say to him, them babies ain't gonna come out niggas, is they?
No,
And if they had said that to him, do you think he would have come back and told you?
well, in my face, he said, "Mother, why don't you just call her a nigger?"
Right. Okay, you might as well just say it.
Well, see,
Right,
I can't even relate to this.
So then
because-
maybe, yes, he
I'm-
would have come back
I'm an
because that's
asshole.
how it is. You
See,
owe
I
your
can't relate to
spouse
that
love.
because
Yes.
I'm an asshole. See, I can't relate to
Right.
that because I'm an asshole. And nobody, father, mother, cousin, auntie, sister, brother, has the balls to come to me and ask me such a
Ignorant question. And
Right,
that
because-
was Pierce Morgan's major issue.
Right.
He quit his job because he couldn't prove that you can, as a white person, just casually ask a biracial parent, so do you think it's gonna come out Sambo?
That's when you get fucked up.
How's that casual?
And then they wonder
So,
why.
do you
And
think
then they
it's
wonder
gonna come
why
out
people result to
nigger?
violence. It's like, but then you got Martin Luther King the game. Once they ask you that, right? If you got their number in your phone, or if you thought they was your friend, self-explanatory. It's all in you, man.
Right.
You Martin Luther it or you Malcolm X it. I prefer the Martin
And
Luther.
if
And
Pierce
that's a good
wants
one.
to
I really don't know.
explain
Matter of
that-
fact, I'm gonna
See,
talk
when
to you
you're-
later. I
when
gotta
you
hurry
are
up. I got a
married-
job
when
interview.
you're married to a white, well, for me, being married to a white man at one time, he would tell me things that I would have never imagined or known because it was the little white stuff
Right.
talked about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's
So
culture
that's just what
sharing.
happened to Prince Harry. They were talking
Right.
about their little white, you know.
Right. But see, I think
American
they thought they could say things about his woman and his world that he
Right.
was not willing to accept. And they
Right.
didn't understand that.
Because
And
they thought he'd be a
it-
puppet. They
right.
thought he would be a puppet.
Right.
And
And
the thing about it
he
is,
gave
you
him
got to always
balls.
remember, whoever your mate is, they have a family history.
And a dynamic.
You
and
was
a
to marry a
love.
white man, he has a family history.
That's
His
true.
grandfather and all the ones before them weren't so polite.
Right.
And it's up to the woman or the man to check anyone from their family that
Right.
brings that darkness
Right.
into this circle. That's why you got
I
to
don't think
I me a white
people
woman.
understand
I
when
got a
they're
white woman.
being racist. I don't think Piers or whomever else understands that to ask a black person if their child is going to come out black is not conversation. It's racist. You know,
Now, I bet you they will know it
they know
when
now.
you tell them as a
Right.
Yeah.
black man or
Right.
woman, that shit wasn't
Or when
funny.
you just address
Now,
Or
get
as,
the fuck out
as,
my
as
face.
Prince Harry, he
That
did
shit
tell
wasn't
them.
funny. Now get
Even
out
as
my
a
face.
white
And then
person,
you just don't
it
call him
could
no
be
more. Right.
more
Prince
effective
Harry
coming
did the
from
right
him.
thing. He did the right thing if that's what he
Right.
believed in. It's all about
Right.
what you believe in. You
And he
gotta
said they
you gotta take care of
consistently
yourself
had this
first.
conversation. And she implied that it was due to this that her children were not offered titles. Now, it's the queen's choice who gets a title of her grandchildren. And she feels that these questions were specific to the decision not to give her son or any future children right now titles that they're going to inherit anyway.
So what's so hard about this understanding here? She knew it. She didn't accept it. She told the prince, "I'm going back to America. You can stay." And the prince said, "Well, I'm going with you." That's it. What else did you expect these white people to say to this black girl? "We love you with all our heart." The fuck
Yeah,
out
I
of
think
here,
they
man.
did
They're
expect
white.
that.
They are the original whites. Okay? Fuck, man. America is English. What is your natural motherfucking language? English. Your national language ain't motherfucking African. Your national language ain't Irish. Your national language is English. So this all comes from England. They've always been the same way forever. What in the fuck would make people think that they're gonna fucking change because it's 2000?
Okay, well, let's get a little deeper into some of the issues that
Right.
really hurt her. Like, there was a story that was leaked to the press where she allegedly made Princess Kate cry based on her flower girl dresses. The story came out, and from her lips, it was the opposite. It was Princess Kate who made her cry. I personally believe it. I believe it because that's what they do. So Zandra, what do you think about that then? The fact that her hurt stemmed from the silence, that the royal family not only refused to say nothing, but they refused to defend that she did not do that. Like, let's remember when Kate, before Meghan even came around, Kate was the dirty trash non-royal whose family came up and got millions off of some real estate and construction. They was calling her Waity Katie and some more. You know, she was the one they didn't like. Kurupt, unmute yourself. Zora.
Cootie Katie, you got to spray it on.
Right.
Wash it.
So now that the bad guy is Meghan, you know, Kate is being made to be the one to watch and love, understandably, because she's going to inherit the throne. And I don't understand why it has to be either or. Why can't we love Kate and love Meghan? Like, I like Kate. She's a Capricorn. She can dress her ass off. Like, those types of things turn me on. So why was it necessary, Zora, to
It wasn't
change.
necessary. It wasn't necessary, but let's be honest, feuds and drama sells. I mean, everything you see, it's all about
So
drama.
why not tell it like it is? Why not say Kate got in that ass and made that little black bitch cry? Why change it and flip it so that she becomes the bad guy, making poor little Princess Kate cry? Why are we vilifying her?
I agree. I don't like it. I don't like it. And it's, definitely seems like a racist situation. And
But
Correct.
you
Well,
know
we're not doing shit.
They.
Exactly.
yeah,
Get us out
I
there.
mean, even after the interview in America, people were like, "Well done, Meghan. You're amazing."
Right.
In England,
It
she
was a whole.
She demonized the royal family. I mean, she was vilified in England, whereas here she was praised for it. So it's
And
all
see,
about
nobody knows that. Good job, Zora. Did you hear what she just said, Paula? She said that the princess was what?
Vilified.
vilified.
So
In the UK,
What does
what
that
they
mean?
didn't
Wait,
discuss.
wait. What does that mean?
like a demon, like bad demon,
Nice.
like a demon, like just
the bad guy, the bad guy.
Right.
Turned
And
into the
Kate
villain.
and Cootie Katie, what was she?
She's the perfect princess. That's right.
Now.
Exactly. Now, we all know that's fake and false. That's a part of what America's about. See, and also Americans fall for that same bullshit too. Don't let nobody fool you. Because look at the motherfuckers we look at and how they put down people who.
But you're
who
right,
do
Kurupt,
this,
because
that,
the
and then
statistics
these
show.
motherfuckers, right? They'll turn
Statistics
a
show that the
person.
Americans came for her first. And it was the American people that turned the English people against Meghan Markle.
Let's just be for real. It was
Right.
the white people.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Because I don't know near nigga who even
Gives
gives
a
a
shit.
fuck.
So
Okay? So the bottom line
what
is
they didn't talk about, Kurupt, on Oprah's show, that was a major, major issue of contention with me, is that the most hurtful rumor came out in England was that she was carrying a surrogate baby, that the baby really wasn't hers, that, she had gotten a white girl to carry the baby and was just wearing a pillow and pretending. All of this was the major rumor that they did not address, that they alluded to, that set up the whole mindset of this child is not really black. There is a chance that this child really was procreated by his sperm and a white woman, and we're just pretending that Meghan Markle is pregnant. That was the most damaging and hurtful rumor that came out of the whole situation, that they believed the crown allowed to exist to set that up in people's minds. As we know, back in the day, they said that other queen, Queen Catherine, did it to horses so that people would think that about her. So they do set up rumors so that the question always is in your mind as to whether or not this baby was sired by or birthed by a black woman.
Now, Zandra and Zora. And Paula.
Oh, me too?
Oh, yeah. Well, let's give props where props is due. One prop. The royal family did their job. What was their job?
Get rid of the bitch. Oh, no.
To break apart this relationship.
No, that they didn't kind of do that
That
yet.
didn't
That was their job. Their job backfired. You ever heard of the backfire?
When it sounds
But they
like
did do their job. Their job was to get her away from that castle. They just didn't think that she would take Pete with her. They didn't believe.
Right.
They thought that he
right.
would stick to the roots. So we'll get rid of her. They did their job. Okay, yeah, you got rid of her. You did your job. So let me rephrase it. They did their job. They got her out of England. Good job.
But he went to.
Whoa, wait, Pete, where you going? Not you. Where you going? Fuck y'all. How'd you learn how to speak like that?
Yeah.
How did you learn? I knew that black woman was bad. Now look how you bloody talk. You talk like you're from America. I am from
That's
America,
sunshine.
motherfucker.
That's that sunshine.
Boom. And they like, oh man. The queen said, let him go. He'll be back. He ain't coming back, motherfucker, because the Americans are going to treat him bad. Man, you crazy. We're going to take him in. Come on, Pete. Let's go. We're going to go to the Yankee games. We're going to go see the Lakers play and see. COVID ain't forever. They can open everything up in the summer. We're gonna see Pete, and we're gonna see them with Jigga and Beyonce. We're gonna see, man, Peter finna live the life, nigga. He gonna be hitting all of these right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey Peter, what do you think your grandmother thinks? Fuck her. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck the crown. I got my own money, bitches.
Right.
I've been stacking up my cheese since my grandmother started tripping. I got gold bars, nigga. I've been stacking up. You know?
Right.
I've been preparing for this day. See what everybody don't know, because I think they're smart enough to get this. But Peter and his wife Meghan.
Who the hell is Peter? I'm steady like, who is Peter?
Harry. You mean Harry, yeah?
Harry. Yeah, I call him Peter because like Peter Pan, he'd be gone. But I got Harry, right? Harry, motherfucking, him and his wife Meghan have been planning this escape for a mighty.
So what do you guys think about her not being able to get any
security
mental health services?
Yeah, because that's your big thing.
Say that again.
Yeah. She wasn't able, when she said that she needed help, she was having suicidal ideations, and she went to the firm, or the business people.
Yeah.
She went to human resources and she tried to get help. And now they denied.
That's she even came to.
I think she should have got her motherfucking ass out of there.
And that's
America.
Yeah.
That's what she should have did.
Do you believe that they really were low-key driving her out of her mind?
Yes.
I do.
No, I think she was driving herself out of her mind. She's American. She should have
No,
known to get the fuck away. You don't stay no place where you're not wanted.
Exactly.
You just don't do it, cuz.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody
You
that don't want me.
You ever see the movie Monster Ball?
Yes. With
She ended up falling in love with the nigga who executed her husband Puffy, and then she went to the house. The father, I told you, those fathers and those grandparents, they stick with them old roots. While this man is changing from being a racist, he got him a black girlfriend that he loves and likes. She goes to the house while her boyfriend ain't there, and the father looks at her and is like, "Ooh, I had one of you before." Is that not racist?
You're speaking of the culture, you're speaking of a westernized thinking. And
our objective is to get people to change. And I think that there are white people that's trying to make a change. They're going against their family and their bloodlines to make a change. And maybe
Zandra is right. That is what the princess was most concerned about, and what really got Piers fired. The fact that he poo-pooed her mental health issues, as if to say she would, well, he did say that she lied about contemplating suicide. And as a fellow Leo, we need love.
Morgan is revolting. Piers,
yes, we need love. I believe her.
But Meghan also was not educated in love, which is
good.
You're not there to love the acceptance from his family. You're there to love that man.
Yeah.
So you're only there for that man. Now,
but that's not what got them kicked out. Like, the love for the man wasn't the problem.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it was the family that she didn't show enough love and concern for. The love of the man she had on deck. We talked about that.
No, she was worried about
whatever the family's talking about is irrelevant, and I think that's what Meghan showed. She went through her ups and downs.
It wasn't really irrelevant. Right? It wasn't irrelevant. I don't believe that what the family wanted and expected from her should have been considered irrelevant. When you take the job, you take the job.
Irrelevant. That's when you, just to be honest, That's where you go.
But your love and your
I
husband is not a
understand what
job.
y'all understand.
It is.
Struggle.
I
Bullshit,
understand what y'all.
Sandra.
I
Did
understand
you
what
make
y'all
dinner?
do in
What
England.
about them waffles and toast and eggs?
She's
Honey,
a
Hey, look,
sit
hey, look.
newlywed.
down.
I
She's a
understand.
newlywed. She's a
Hey, look. I
newlywed.
understand
Not
how
to
y'all.
mention they
I
got
understand how
housekeepers.
y'all live in England. I understand what y'all expect of me, but I can't do it. Pete, I love you, but I can't do this. I'm not. This ain't me.
Who's Pete? Harry?
My bad.
He says Peter
Harry.
Pan. He's calling him Peter
Okay.
Pan because he's
Harry.
going to be leaving.
This
You
ain't
don't
me.
want to grow up.
He's gonna fly out. He's gonna fly away soon.
He flew.
Guys, I hate to do
Lucky
this, but
boys.
I'm done in. I'm done in. I'm gonna go now. I'm done
I
in.
love you.
Well, we
Are you
love
staying
you.
here
Guys,
now?
keep
You're not
having me.
leaving us. You are leaving us.
I'm leaving.
You
I'm
staying
leaving.
the whole time. You know what, Zora?
Darling,
You might as
my
well.
royal wave. I'll do my royal wave.
Thank
Now,
you
before
for
before
giving
you
us-
go,
Yeah.
before you go, we want
Give us
everybody
your
to know
stuff.
that this is the Paula J. Parker, which we call the Paula J. and Kurupt Young Gotti, which we
Forum.
call Kurupt. It's the Paula J. and Kurupt Forum. Why is it?
Because it's forum.
It's for them. We love you to death, Zora.
Wait a
Thanks
minute,
for
Z.
being with
That's
us.
Tell
right.
us, tell us where
Guys.
we can reach you, baby. Where can we
Okay,
find
yes.
you?
Well, I'm on, Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Clubhouse. And I'll give you my Instagram. It's just at Zora DeHorter, at Zora DeHorter Casting.
And let them know some of the great films that you've cast.
Let's see.
My favorite was the one with that you brought me in for, the one
Number now.
Dead Like Me. Was that it? Dead
Yes,
Like
the
Me.
TV series.
Yes, that was one of my favorites. And she called
yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
That's what
You and I go way back.
Yes, go way back.
Yeah.
So congratulations
Thank you,
on all your continued success. We love you.
Thank you, darling. Have me back another time, please. Yeah.
Happy
this was fun.
birthday!
Thank you. Oh,
Pisces in
thank
the
you.
house.
Thank you.
You stay
Thank
beautiful
you.
and stay great.
Oh,
Love
thank you,
you.
darling. You too.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Do you know how to hang yourself up? Oh, good. I guess she does. All right, so
Ah.
that was fun. Huh? So do you think we got any, insight on what English people are feeling about the princess and that situation? Black, biracial English people seem to really have her back, and
Yeah,
understand
they do, but
that
like she
society
said,
needs to
they call
change.
her the villain. What they call her, the villa?
Villainize. Villain.
Yeah, villainized. She told the reals, the streets of England basically was looking at her like a villain from that media. What do you call it?
Well, the queen
The
responded
narrative.
with, we respect everything that they had to say, but we'll deal with it in private because our folk on this side have a different narrative. So we're gonna have to see what it is in private.
Right. When the queen, if she would just be, if she was just straight, like, if she didn't have an opinion or if she didn't have a dislike for what was going on, she
It wouldn't
could
be going on.
just came and said,
That's right.
that's not true. And,
Yeah.
I do not appreciate people talking bad
And
about
you're absolutely right.
my-
Kurupt. Yes.
my grandchild's wife.
And I think that
Did I
is
get it right
what
that time?
they're
Half.
asking. No, I think that is what Meghan wants her to say because she actually feels that way. And if she came out and just said it, I think people like Piers and other people would be able to let it go. Just they're assuming that the queen is feeling some type of way, and the queen never said she even cared.
But it's
So-
just like you said, though, Paula, when you get engulfed
Right.
in another person
In the bull of another
and you start to care more
about what they
about-
got to think.
than yourself. So she's
I applaud the
whatever it
princess.
is, Meghan is safe now.
So, how are the Prince and Princess of England like the Prince and Princess of Zamunda? Okay, which one Kurupt can a woman take the throne? Zamunda or England? Can a woman take the throne in Zamunda or England?
Can a woman take the throne?
Right. Can a woman inherit the throne in Zamunda or England?
England.
Right. But both now, because after
she already has. I mean, how long? Where's the king at? For Christ's sake, why don't we never talk about the king? Ain't no fucking kings. Where the fuck is the king of England, man?
Right.
Ain't been no king, cuz since Jupiter was in space, man.
Well, now a woman.
Don't give away the movie. Don't give it away.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You just dressed like a didn't watch it.
Well, I saw it.
So let's also then talk about, right before we wrap, because it's time for us to go, but I just want to let everyone know that England's response was to say that the prince and princess were assholes and cursed them out all the time. And my personal is, they're a fucking prince and princess. What the hell did you think you was about to sign up to work for? If you work for the damn prince and princess, you don't think you're gonna catch it in the ass sometimes? What?
Look, I applaud Meghan for having the heart to think that she was gonna go to England and not
give it to her.
What? Go ahead, girl. That's what I say. Go ahead.
Wait.
She went to England and did like this. She's seen the inside. She's seen the inside. She's seen the outside. She made them look at her. They hated her every day, and she looked them in the face like, "What you gonna do about it?
But wait,
what you gonna do?"
This part.
Go ahead, Meghan.
Did you see when she tried to get smart with Oprah, and Oprah was like,
Wait.
But did you see when Oprah asked her and she was like, I
who got smart with Oprah?
She didn't really respect. Oprah was like, woo, you just gave me some tea, or you just surprised me. She was like, I'm sorry I surprised you, Oprah. That was not my intention. I'm just giving you the facts, Papa.
Wait. He got smart with Oprah?
Well, not
in
really.
the beginning, yet. Oprah batted them eyes open and was like,
bitch,
don't.
Wait.
But
you know, it was thanks to Oprah that she said.
I think that
that everything that's happened is beautiful.
And Paula, you are not giving me the reels. You love Meghan too much. Was Meghan getting smart with the Oprah?
I don't think so. Zandra thought so.
That in the beginning when Oprah batted those eyes, and she was like, "No, I'm just asking."
But you do know that Oprah is an Aquarius.
You are not in England no more. You are in America.
Leo.
Oprah had let your ass have it, and
Oprah did
shut down the game.
Oprah's an Aquarius, and she is a Leo, which means they're opposite on the
Oprah is her elder.
So
Oprah is her elder.
You know what? They had a good.
The Leo has to succumb to the Aquarius energy because
so they had a very good interview.
Right. Because the elder is the Aquarius is the elder, period. And the Leo can learn a lot from that Aquarius energy. And I do perceive
I have an apology
that Oprah took Meghan under her wing, or Meghan wouldn't be here, period.
Well, I have an apology to make. Okay. I've always called Harry Peter. I don't know, because I don't really get involved too much in anything. He looked like a Peter to me. But I want to give my respects to Harry, not as the prince, as a man, because I definitely know his name, but I'm not into.
I like that you did that. America. He deserves it. He stood by her side.
So I apologize because you know what I'm saying. I'm a man, and Big Harry Dog. We love you, homie.
We love you, homie.
You understand me? I'm gonna take you to Philly. We're gonna get some cheese steaks.
Yes, holla at us. We love you guys. Okay, tell us, Kurupt, what's going on in your world for the week? Anything you want us to watch on TV? Anything you want to, other than everything we've seen and behind you? I love you've moved into your new home. It's beautiful. Anything you want to promote?
Well, I want to promote this healthiness. You know, I had an incident myself, which really woke me up. I had to go to the hospital.
Testify.
And, stay overnight, night and a half. And my doctor just gave it to me plain and simple that there's got to be a change in my life, or else I might not make it.
Well, we're here to facilitate that change. You will make it.
Right.
Okay, Z, what you got? Any recommendations? Oh, you're not finished? Okay, sorry.
You know what I'm saying? health is the key to the game. I want to say that right there. You got to keep your health up, because I had to give up liquor. I had to change my entire diet, what I eat in the morning, noon, and night. And
You look good.
I mean, God is good, and I'm still here rolling. So
Got a
health
fresh
is the main
haircut.
thing I want to
Daddy look handsome.
Okay. And also, I got my new album coming out called Transition.
And
You understand me in the building. I just want to give that up as well. You understand me? And get
yes,
ready for
baby.
Paula's new movie that we finna be working on.
okay, Z.
You can,
What
bitch.
you got? What you got for us?
Hey, so tomorrow, Transcending Trauma will be on itswhereiam.com. Check it out.
Okay. And I'm
Good
going out
job.
of town tomorrow on Sunday. You all know I always get the dates wrong, but thank you all for rolling with us. So many blessings for all of us. Thanks to you guys, because Hollywood don't listen to all of us, but they listen to you. So
Who
thank
you give the thanks to, Paula?
to you, to
Paul.
Paul, you,
We gave it to
you,
you guys because
you,
that's what this is about. This is a
you.
show.
It's
for-
Paul.
Yeah,
Who's it for, Z?
you understand me?
Lily. Who's it
This is
for?
them. This is
Forrest. Who's it for, Forrest?
for.
All right. We
And that's
love
what
you.
we do.
See
Paula
you
J
next
and
week.
Kurupt. Paula J and Kurupt. This is the forum because this is for y'all. This is for them. Hello.
Bye.